Hey guys, so I've made a video in a long time, and that's for obvious reasons I'm going to get into today. Yeah, I decided I'm going to grow up. I decided that, you know what, this YouTube career is not going to happen. I wasted too much time, and instead, I'm going to put my pursuits into more prolific avenues. I'm going to essentially recreate who I am. I'm going to take the parts of me that I felt like was blooming into something bigger, and I'm going to now make that a reality. I'm going to just work on myself in the way that you did not expect, and I'm going to hopefully learn a lot just going forward. A lot of people have done this in the past, and it feels like they've contributed much more to their lives than that they initially thought they would. So I'm going to start, first of all, um, with creating reviews specifically about TV shows I watched when I was 8 years old. I know a lot of you probably think that analyzing Drake and Josh is a weird thing to do, but I feel like I've spent 5 hours on it. I think I could really hunker down on what the issues are with the show, the nuclear family dynamic clashing with an early 2000s, almost late 90s burnout type of family structure that was being broadcasted throughout the airwaves since the late 80s. I just think that such a concept has never been done before, and it's something that people take for granted because they themselves live in a household where the parents aren't together anymore. I just think that, again, people need to hear my opinions. They need to know how I feel about this show long after its syndication. And if it wasn't for this show, I don't know if I'd be the same person. The same can be said for the film series Ghoulies. I think that Ghoulies is a film series that, again, does not get the respect it rightfully deserves. It covers capitalism and the society that it created, the Ghoulies, if you will, and 4 films in the series, and hopefully counting. I think this is an untapped market. People need to realize that horror films do indeed have a message. They set a tone. They have a standard. They have a code of ethic. Horror films are more than gore. They're more than fart jokes. They're more than brutally stabbing children. There's clearly something here people are missing completely. And I think that if it wasn't for me and it wasn't for the time that I spent just indulging in these films, I don't know if I'd be the same person that I am today. And again, the same thing goes for sports. I think that pro wrestling needs to have an in-depth debate with other people. That's why I'm going to hook up with the Drunken Peasants podcast. I'm going to hook up with Pod Awful. I'm going to find anyone I can that will be able to have a intelligent conversation with me about TNA Impact and WCW, and just all kinds of other stuff, like Combat Zone Wrestling. I think these places are the forbidden scholarly nooks and crannies of internet discourse and politics. People forget that the wrestling forums are a place where people actually gather. And realistically, if we're going to gather and communicate, we need to talk about things that actually matter respectfully. So I do think that, yes, the wrestling forums is a great avenue for us to, once again, an untapped market. So if you really want to help me out here, I highly suggest you continue staying subscribed. Suggest me to your friends, okay? We're going to really change the game here. We're going to really hunker down. Again, we're going to really gravitate towards a new paradigm in internet discourse, and we're going to do it one piece of pop culture at a time. So if you could please just bear with me for a while, I promise you, you will agree that tech decks do have a Marxist edge. You will eventually be convinced that Rocko's Modern Life was a postmodern masterpiece, and Doug Funnie is proto-incel. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you are going to be here soon.